When we first conceptualized Mas, we tried to think of restaurants that are fun to go to, where you can go have dinner, but it's also, the atmosphere is lively, and it's a good time, and still get the food and the service that you expect. Most of our food isn't truly authentic. It's contemporary Latin. You know, Nuevo Latino is a phrase that sort of gets bandied about. I don't really know what it means, but I mean, New Latin, but again, it's contemporary Latin food. It's what we do is we take influences from all the different Latin countries, mostly Central and South American stuff, and combine them with more contemporary styles of food. So we use a lot of Latin products, a lot of spices. We build those influences around food that we think the customer is going to like. We try to have the same sort of feeling that you get from Latin culture, which is, it's a vibe. It's hard to describe, but it's fun. At the same time, it's laid back, but there's a lot of energy. I'll be the first to tell you, it's like a runway at O'Hare some nights here. It's loud.
Wells, there's all these different Latin flavors at Mas. Tell us what keeps bringing you back.
Well, the real reason I keep going back is my first time there was a really great date, and that just keeps me going all the time. But the food is exquisite. The place is a hell of a lot of fun, and the service is really great, the wine's really great. The last time I was there, we had this amazing rabbit dish, this deep-fried rabbit that had been marinated in honey and quick-fried, and it was just exquisite, fantastic. It's like a really beautiful painting. You know, there are lots and lots of colors, and you can have 6 different things and have all these different tastes in your mouth, and it's really
nice.
fun.
That's a very creative description.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, but Jennifer, you went, and you liked the food, I think, but
I wasn't very into the atmosphere. I thought it was extremely loud, so I could not hear the other person that I brought. I didn't like the seating. It was, you know, where I sat, it was 2-2-2-2, so I was hearing conversations from both sides.
Were they good ones?
No, that was the problem.
Probably the problem.
Otherwise, I love the food. I had this seared tuna, topped with this chimichurri, I had this jamon salad, and this wonderful chocolate martini dessert. And the great thing was, the manager at the end kind of made it up to us because the service also I didn't think was up to par. That night our waitress had 10 different tables and she had a table of 16, so she forgot our second round of drinks, wasn't coming back to the table that often. So I asked him what the chimichurri was made of, and he gave me his card and told me to come back and that they would actually make me a batch.
We got there and we had about an hour wait. So we sat at the bar, ordered appetizers. They came out immediately. They were amazing. I mean, I had this shrimp corn cakes. The flavors, as you mentioned, you taste all these different things at one time. They just pop in your mouth. It was fantastic.
And textures, too.
I've never tried food that had all these different things going on at one time, and you're like, wow.
But it wasn't too busy, right? I mean, it all works really well. You know, there are lots of restaurants where they're just piling up the ingredients, and you're thinking, come on, give me a break. This is stupid after a while. But this place, it all works somehow.
And they have such eclectic food items. Like, you'll look at the menu and you'll see things on there that you never knew existed, like tobacco onions and just certain food items. You're like, wow, I wonder where they.
Well, they're studying a lot of different Latin cuisines, and John Mannion, who's the chef, and Hubie Greenwald, who's one of the other owners and the manager, they travel, they take in all the flavors, and they represent that on their menu. I think they do a good job of picking different regions and really just keeping it interesting. You started out eating the shrimp corn cakes, and then what was your next item? What did you move into?
I had pork tenderloin. I was a little reluctant to order it at first because of some of the side dishes. And when it came, everything, again, just popped in your mouth.
And Wells, what was your entree?
I had the vegetarian dish, which is actually a sort of squash that's been carved out, and it's all these different squashes in this delicious sauce. It was just fantastic.
Did you guys try some of the specialty cocktails?
Tried the mojito. I thought it was awesome. I haven't had a good mojito in a long time, so I thought it was kind of fun.
Right.
I know they have 2 house margaritas. They do the mojitos and the caipirinhas.
Caipirinhas, killer.
Killer because they're strong.
Killer.
And the crowd was very different also.
Yes.
You had groups of very young people, and then you had older couples,
Right.
you had families, you had the mix of everyone there, which was nice.
We talked a bit about seating too, and I know you guys said you both sat at those like tables for two. They were kind of in a
Right.
row. Was it really, was it cramped?
I don't mind the seating like that. It's just, it was so noisy
Right.
that you said it's a great date place. I don't know if I'd go on a first date there because you can't really hear what the other person's talking about.
That's
I just
why.
thought, in that, so I just,
why you
it's
went.
very noisy. So you have to be a little bit more comfortable with someone, I think, because it's just so loud.
And I was with my father, who I love dearly, but he is a little hard of hearing the whole time. I was like,
It makes it worse.
Dad, how do you like yours?
Signing.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. The music's loud and the place is sort of hopping and you feel this energy, but that's a South American, that's a Latino energy that I like. I think it goes well with the food, and so though I don't usually like that in a restaurant experience, I think in this case it complements it beautifully.
Even Hubie said, this is a place where people come for fun.
Right.
It's not,
Right.
not that it's not to be taken seriously, but it's more of a place just to come in and have a good time
Yeah.
and to get something to eat.
Yeah.
I think they also pioneered the move of restaurants onto Division Street, because I think it opened about 4.5 years ago, and the only other restaurants were really Leo's Lunchroom and Smoke Daddy. And now they kind of started a little lower down on Division, and it's kind of been building up, and now there's
Right.
like, I don't know, 20 restaurants or something
Yeah.
up and down.
And they have
Division.
another one on Southport too, isn't there?
Yes.
Otramos.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Really?
Very different atmosphere than this
Really?
one. Yeah.
All right, well, Wells, this was your pick, so give us a quick summary of it.
I just think it's the ideal place to take people from out of town, to take people who know Chicago really well but may not have been to that part of town, and everybody will like it. They'll find something on the menu that's just extraordinary. And it is a little loud, but it's a lot of fun.
And Jennifer?
I very much enjoyed it, and I think anyone you bring there will be very impressed by all the different eclectic food items. But don't go there thinking you're going to have an intimate conversation with someone.
And Greg?
I have to agree. I just think food is amazing. I just think know your audience, who you're going to take there, because you have to overcome a lot. Although I just think it's so much fun. It's a little loud.
There you can find the loud fun at Moss at 1670 West Division, 773-276-8700. They're open for dinner 7 days a week. Reservations are now accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is about $30.